What's cracking, y'all? It's your boy Ray G, joined as always by my man Jay Rich here to talk some NBA prop bets over on Prizepicks for this Sunday, January the 15th. NBA slate, we got playoff football, NBA games on. If you're new to Prizepicks, use the promo code WAKEUP. Get an instant deposit match up to $100 if you're a first-time depositor. I wasn't here yesterday. Jay, you talked some fantasy score, how those plays hang out for us yesterday.
Not so good for us for the fantasy scores. Jaren Jackson showed up in spades, and he did not score enough or get enough rebounds. He did get 3 blocks and steals, but it still wasn't enough for him to get the over. The turnovers just did him in and not quite enough scoring. And OG decided that he did not want to play in this game, didn't shoot very well. It was a Scotty Barnes night in Toronto. Didn't see that one coming as much because OG did have the better matchup, but that happens when you have multiple good players on a team. But we're on to the next day, Ray. We found some good plays and some ones that people will like for sure.
Yeah, and I just kind of want to talk about it because we started to introduce the positive EV tool over on OddsJam. We've got a partnership with OddsJam now, but really just wanted to talk quickly before we get into the plays, into the tool, the philosophy and the strategy behind plus EV betting, right? I know a lot of people are like, oh man, I just want you guys to look at the data, look at the last 5, talk about the matchup. But here's the thing, like as much research as we do, we still are not better researchers. We're not better than the computers. We're not better than the lines makers. And some people may not like to hear that, but here is the beauty of plus EV betting and what I've noticed and what I'm doing personally right now. You get a lot of people that tail picks, whether they look on our channel, they look at other channels, and they try to find 5 picks and they drop $100 on those 5 picks, right? One of them busts, they're pretty much done, right? They're pretty much through. What plus EV betting allows you to do is to take that same $100, right? Take that same 100 and split it down into 10 $10 bets, still put your 5-pick flex in, but try to find plays that are weighted in your favor and not weighted because we said so, not weighted because the tool says so, Jay. It's millions upon millions of dollars, millions of people betting every single day that are influencing, you know, the odds makers in these lines. And the way that positive EV, the quick example is, Jay, I give you a weighted coin. One side of that coin is 60% weight. The other side is 40% weighted. You flip that bad boy one time, it may land on tails, right? It may land on the 40% and you win. I lose. But you flip that coin 10, 20, 50, 100, 1,000 times, 100% of the time, the 60% weight will be landed on more than the 40% of tails. And that's what plus EV betting is. We are finding the market inefficiencies in these lines and finding plays that are weighted in our favor, Jay. It makes way too much sense.
Yeah, and when you talk about, like you said, 1,000 times, you got to get almost 10,000 times to where you're really going to see these results start to normalize. And that's when you talk about simulations and all these things, it has to be a high enough quantity. You talked about the example of you just make one bet. You got to make hundreds of bets till you're really going to find your groove with positive EV betting. When you see a 3% edge, it's literally, we're talking about $3 is the expected return over the average. So there's like a lot of things to get into this. And Ray, you can kind of describe more about what plus EV betting is and where we can take advantage of it on Prizepicks.
Well, just take a look at your probability of cashing on Prizepicks. This is your mathematical probability of cashing a 5-pick flex, right? Which is plus 900 odds, 3.13%. So you're taking your $100 and putting all of that into a 3% chance that you hit a perfect slip. It's just, it's not a good strategy, right? If your unit size is 100 and you could place a bunch of $100 bets, then fine. But if you're new to the channel, if you're new to Prizepicks, you have to parlay these things together. Parlays are already bad bets to start with from the beginning, but now you're talking about getting, 5 picks correct one time. That's a 3% chance to do that if your picks hit, right? And most bettors aren't batting 60%. I don't care who you're following. Most people recommending picks are not batting 60% on their picks. So what we are doing and what this tool from OddsJam is doing is literally finding the plays where that side of the coin is weighted in your favor. So in my opinion, Jay, if I told you can take this $100 and you got a 3% chance to hit this one, or I'll give you 10 chances at 3% to hit, I mean, it's simple math here, Jay. It's simple math, and this is why if you're betting on Prizepicks, you have to understand the payout structure, your implied odds, and then follow the money. And if you don't like that, then that's fine. If you want to hear I like this defensive matchup, and I think Joel Embiid can do it, or I think LeBron James? Or do you want to follow the millions upon millions of people betting and the millions of dollars that are coming in to make that side of the coin weighted, to hit or win? All I can guarantee you is that every pick that we recommend on this channel moving forward, the weight on that coin will be skewed to your favor. Will they hit every single time? No, you will lose. But the benefit is you're risking smaller to win bigger, and you're doing it in volume. Spread that $100 out, spread that $50 out, and take the side of the coin that's most beneficial to you as the bettor.
Yeah, Ray, you hit on a big thing here. And part of what also, like you're talking about with all these multiple bets, is the risk allocation factor. If you're betting 25% on your bankroll on a 3% outcome, that's probably not a great way to win money and make money over the long term. So that's another thing that we do have to stress here is the bankroll management, and that you may lose 5 or 6 days in a row, but over the long term, you will be profitable if you continue to implement this strategy. And if you want to work in some of those matchup data into it, you can do that. But still, positive EV betting is the way we want to go going forward.
Yeah, it makes too much sense. Trust the math, trust the math, trust the math. We got some plays. Let's get into it right now.
For all the high-flying action, take a step back and relax. It's time to count that money, the NBA props. No look any further. You know what time it is. Presented by Prizepicks, NBA props. Let's
count that money, man. So, Jay, here are the 3 plays that we're going to talk about right now, all identified on the Plus EV tool over on OddsJam. We have Eric Gordon over 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Kawhi Leonard over 1.5 3-pointers, and Ben Simmons over 7.5 rebounds. You see the profit margin, aka your ROI on these bets, or the projected ROI on these bets. And every one of these bets, you can click that calculator tool and see that the odds makers, and based on the mathematical probability, they're giving Eric Gordon a 55% chance to cash the over on his PRA. Kawhi Leonard a 55% chance to cash on his over 1.5 threes. And Ben Simmons early in the day, this game doesn't start till 5. I anticipate more money flowing in on this one, but a 54% chance to cash his rebounds. Jay, can you just talk about the fundamentals of these 3 plays and why these are good matchups outside of the books, the lines makers, and the money?
So the biggest one here with Eric Gordon, right, is everyone's going to say, well, isn't this number a little bit high? He hasn't hit this number very often. But the big thing here is that Jalen Green and Kevin Porter are already ruled out. At least that's what they're listed at on RotoWire. So you think about the usage rate that's going to come up for Eric Gordon. He's playing with Ty Washington, Kenyon Martin Jr., Jabari Smith, Sengun. He's going to be the primary ball handler for this offense. That's going to increase his usage in terms of points, scoring, and obviously assists as well. He doesn't do a ton rebounding. You talk about Kawhi Leonard, not a player who's been shooting a ton of threes, can go over, but against Houston and this undermanned front, I don't expect him to have to do much from 3. He'll happily just walk into the paint and score with ease. And then you talked about Ben Simmons. Now Kevin Durant is out. He had 9 rebounds in the last game, and I think his rebounding usage will only continue to go up against a very undermanned Oklahoma City Thunder offense that does allow a ton of rebounds. Now, Giddey has been getting it done on the boards, but I do think that Ben Simmons can still overmatch him when it comes to rebounding. I do like all 3 of those plays quite a bit tonight.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some other ones. This updates in real time. There's some other plays right here, but a little bit lower profit margin on those. I do like all 3 of these plays. Leonard over 1.5 threes, Eric Gordon over 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and Ben Simmons over 7.5 rebounds. And once again, Jay, these are plays that are weighted on the side of the coin that you're flipping, right? These are plays that are positive EV plays for you. Are every one of these going to cash every single night? No, but that's why you have to continue to be disciplined in your bankroll management, unit allocation, and flip that coin more than a time or 2. Spread that money out, make more informed picks, and tools like this and shopping these lines and taking a look at where the money is flowing on these bets. And I promise you, Jay, everything that we just talked about, Jalen Green being out, these players, KD not being there, are baked into the pricing and the lines once these players are set. We are taking advantage of the inefficiencies and the discrepancies in the market based on pretty much minus 137, minus 119 odds that we're getting on Prizepicks. This is Plus EV. This is the way to go. If you like these picks, take them. We're showing you a free tool for nothing. All that we're asking you is the thumbs up button, subscribe, like the content. Take what you like, leave what you don't. As always, if you tail, give Prizepicks hell. And if we fail, do not bail. We'll be back with more NBA plays tomorrow. Hope you enjoy. Good luck. Good night. We are out. Peace.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to drop us a like and subscribe for future content. And if you want to get access to some of these great tools over on OddsJam, make sure you go check them out. This positive EV tool is one of the best ones out there for any Prizepicks bettor. Go check the link in the description to go check that out. And make sure you use our promo code WAKEUP for a 50% discount on any package across their whole site. Make sure to click the link in the description to go check that out and get your 50% off. And make sure you go to Prizepicks and use promo code WAKEUP for a 100% deposit match up to $100. Promo code WAKEUP at OddsJam, promo code WAKEUP at Prizepicks. Make yourself some money, get yourself some better tools, and let's